So I haven't talked about the music yet, but the music started back in 2006. And I discovered when I was listening to the music of Bradfield and Anael that the music had an encoded sound. So I could hear the music, but I could also hear this code beeping, like boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. It reminded me of a Star Trek type of, download from one of those cards you stick in the machine. And it's like, whoa, this thing's talking to me. But it was talking to me in a language of little beeps. And the being said, this music is encoded to wake you. Those that hear this music is encoded to wake you. Now, over the course of listening to Bradfield's music and Anael's singing, I realized that her voice was encoded and that he heard the tones of truth from the universe. And he built all this into a huge system that was breaking down the barrier between our true selves and the selves we think we are, these human bodies. And this music was literally wiping windows clear so that the beingness of us could peer through and go, whoa, things are not the way we truly think they are. They, meaning the people that don't want us to know how powerful we are, have done all kinds of oppressive things to us to make us feel small and insignificant and have no worth. And what can I do? How could I ever help humanity? But this music, along with these symbols, is all encoded. We're going to make this music available. I think Annie has an ability that you can buy this music, and I'll get Celia to set it up so that if you guys want to experience the code in this music, you can. Now, yeah, and it's a really good price. And it has nothing to do with Fire the Grid or me. Like, nobody here is getting any of that. Anael and Bradfield made the music, and if you buy music from them, it's about what they're doing in their careers and their lives. I'm just promoting it because if you're going to buy something, you might as well buy something that's going to give you the 1-2 punch and wake you up. And if you buy no album other than Light and Love. Now, what is Light and Love? So back in 2006, again, I'm sleeping in my bed. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I've got a full Philharmonic symphony going in my head, and I'm like, oh, the kids are up, and I'm running downstairs kind of pissed off because you got me awake at 3 o'clock. And I'm like, who's got the stereo on bust? This is crazy. And then I'm like, there's no stereo. There's no kid. And I'm like, oh, I'm hearing music. So I sat down on the couch and I listened. And I realized it was music I'd heard before from Bradfield's albums. And anyway, over the course of the next 2 or 3 weeks, don't completely remember, but it was a period of time, I would be woken up every single night and I'd hear number 5, and then the music would play. Number 7, and the music would play. Number 2, and the music would play, and I'm like, holy shit, okay. So I'm putting out my little book, and and I'm filling in the blanks. Number 3, number 5. How many are there? And then the being said that the first part of the album and the last part of the album were already written in his head. That I just had to prompt him, that he already knew it, and which I did. And sure enough, he just spelled out these 2 incredible pieces of music at the beginning and at the end of these songs. And the songs were given to me in an order, and I was told to tell him the order, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't remember how many it is now, but if you look on the album, obviously you'll see. And he said to me, none of these songs go together. Like, this is career suicide. This music doesn't go together. This album makes no sense. And I said, well, I don't think it's supposed to make any sense to us, the listeners, but to us, the inside being, we don't listen with our ears. We listen with our hearts. Music is the language of the soul, of the universe.